Hiring people is just like auditioning. When I cast a play, if I cast it right, my job is so easy. And everyone says, how brilliantly you've directed that play. And that's the thing I've done nothing for. The plays, when I cast wrong, then I have to direct like crazy. And that's when the reviews say, badly directed. It's all about casting. It's all about getting the right people on the bus, as we've talked about repeatedly. Not everyone is good at casting. And so you have to understand, if I'm not good at casting, I better bring other people in the room to help me with casting. So I have clients who admit that they're horrible casters. And what are the mistakes they make? Well, either they fall in love too soon, someone seems so darling when they come in the room, or they have some conscious issues. They're looking for people who are passive, and if someone has too much spunk, I don't want them. So they hire the people that do this, and then they get this in the workplace. Those are mistakes we make. So I find the interview a very exciting process, and I love asking questions that make a person show their authentic self. And what kinds of questions can you ask a person in an interview? One of my favorite questions is I ask people to tell me what's not on their resume that I should know about them. And people do all sorts of things. Some people say, well, as it says on the resume, I got my PhD at Princeton. You say, whoa, wait, hold. I asked you what was not on the resume. So what do you learn right away? They're not a good listener. And if you hire them, be ready for not a good listener. Be ready for someone who's just trying to push their agenda. So there are warning signs. Excellent answers to that question are people who talk about the way they work, because that's not usually in a resume. Talk about the way, what their expectation is of the person they report to, what kind of person they like to report to. And then you might ask them a great follow-up question, is that parallel to the way you treat the people who report to you? Because sometimes it's not. Sometimes I like someone who gives me clear directions and who stays on me and holds me accountable, but my management style is I have laissez-faire. I let people go. So I'm always the same. I find a question like that is specific, and yet it gives people the opportunity to be funny. Some of the best answers I've gotten to that is, well, I'm very organized and I'm very clear and I make a great 7-layer dip. I want to work with that person. They make me smile. They're interesting. People have no humor in that answer. I don't hire. Not unless I'm looking for the robots of the week. If I want, really it's all about when you interview, who do you want to go to lunch with? Because by and large, you're only going to bring people into interview who are qualified for the job. Are they a hatchet murderer? You got to find that out. And are they someone you want to spend time with? Are they going to engage the team? It goes back to that presence. Can they have a sense of humor? And one of the other things I do is the last question I will often ask is, thank you for the interview. Is there anything that you'd like me to that you'd like to tell me about yourself that my questions haven't afforded you the opportunity to say? And you get a range of answers there. No, I think I've said everything about me that there is. Really? There isn't anything else about you? That's what I'm stuck with? That was the complete package? There's no surprises? I want to hear something. Now, there are ways of doing that. There's a way of looking at me and saying, man, I've never been grilled like this before. Your questions were so provoking and made me talk about things that I never thought I'd even talk about. There couldn't be anything else. You've uncovered every stone. Well, that makes me feel important. That's a better way of dealing with it, if they can pull it off with authenticity. Questions like that are a lot better than what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. You want to find things that people couldn't have rehearsed so that you get them to have an authentic moment. Because the bottom line is you want an authentic human being in your workplace. You don't want someone who rehearses answers. They're not useful to you.